are you, Nitish?
I'm great, Edmund. How about you?
I'm good. So,
Great.
my name is Rushabh Bias, and I'm part of this organization for last 2 years. And
Okay.
I have been working on ReactJs for 4 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
On which project it is?
There are multiple projects. It includes many domains like e-commerce, banking domain, IoT domain. Yeah.
Okay. So I will be hired for your team, right? So
No,
team.
no. This is your first technical round.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that will be decided later once you join.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Yeah,
about
I
me.
will also. Yeah. My name is Nitish Ranjan, and I have done my BTech in computer science, and after that I joined TCS. I worked there for 2 years as a full stack developer. I was using Java and ReactJS, and it was an it was an what do you call it, educational platform, and after working there, I moved to Amdocs Pune. And here I was working on two applications. One was a e-commerce application, and the other was a drag and drop solution app. So we used to design our interface, your UI, using drag and drop. So every element was like if we need an input element, we use simply drag and drop here, and drag and drop on the screen. Yes.
Okay, so just like the ready-made tool that we have.
Yes. Today we call them low-code, no-code solution, and so we didn't develop anything in that mind. Like I was knowing that for 4 months I will be working on this only. So there was no growth in it because you are just drag and drop and writing some function, but mostly it was drag and drop.
So okay.
I left that because of that.
Okay. So now you are working on what?
I'm not running that. I'm looking for
Okay.
to new job. Yes.
Okay. So we'll start with the problem statement. Then we
Sure,
will
sure.
move toward the JavaScript, and after that the
Okay.
React. So can you please turn on your video cam?
Sure.
Okay. Now let me give you one problem.
Okay.
Yeah. It seems that network connection is little bit slow. Yeah, but no problem.
Oh, video is lagging.
No, it is blurred. Okay, give me a minute. I'll be sharing the problem statement with you.
Sure.
So, how much familiar are you with data structures?
I know array and strings,
Mhm.
and I know about rest of them, but haven't implemented them like trees and graph. Haven't implemented them myself.
Okay.
I have implemented in college time, but not right now.
Okay, no problem. If I tell you to design a binary tree node, only node, nothing else.
Yeah, could do that.
Okay. So share. You can use any editor you want, VS Code or any online editor, and share your screen.
Okay, my screen must be visible. So create a node binary
Node structure basically.
tree.
I want a node class.
So what a node will have is, first of all, let's create an object. A node will have its value and pointer to its next child. So here, this dot equal to. Okay.
Now tell me what is happening if I try to print the left child or the
Yeah.
root. So what will be the entries inside that object, and what happens when we use the new keyword to create the object?
First, what will happen is, like, if we do this use node, then uh, okay, so new will create a new object, and the this keyword will point to the newly created object. So now if it will go here, new node will, when you do this, then with some val like 20 and null, then it will this will point to this this, and it will set this will point to the current object which is newly created, and set the val here this, and next also it will set it, and then this x will be this x is not a property of will not be the property of the newly created object. It's the property of node, so it's like a private variable here. So it will not be available inside this the newly created object.
Yeah, that's right. Good. So okay, now we will be moving towards the problem. I'm pasting one problem statement in chat box. Let me know if you didn't understand it. So that is header for the function. Basically function name will be get sorted squares, and it will receive an array, and we are going to return array with number squares sorted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it's a non-increasing order, so it's in increasing order, right? So it's a sorted array, right? Non-decreasing order. Okay, sorted. So the array should be here. This.
Can you zoom out a little bit?
Okay. How do I do that?
Control plus plus.
Return an array of squares. Array. Okay. So if it's an undefined value, then you want that in place of that element. What do you need? Should I return undefined only at that position? Is that
yeah, you can throw undefined? You can throw an error.
Maybe to return undefined only on that position.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible? Hello. You're not audible, Nitish. Hello.
Uh, my
Your voice is lagging.
connection was gone.
Hello.
Okay, give me few seconds.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Okay, what happened to my internet? Uh, can you tell me now? It's okay, my audio? Is it
Yeah.
lagging or not?
No. No. It is clear now.
Hello?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, now my connection is okay.
Yeah. It is good now.
I'll share once more. Okay. Uh, so my question was that if there is an element at an index which is undefined, then what do you want me to put there? The return value will have what in
No.
that case?
For now, consider there will not be any falsy value in the array. Only positive or negative numbers will be there.
I lost that chat records. Can you
Okay. Let
share?
me. Yeah. Sure. I have pasted it in chat.
Got it. Okay, so one case is okay. I will look for the negative case.
Mhm.
Hope the output is the same.
Right.
Now -2 should return what? -4.
You can try running the second output too.
It works, but just it's like I don't have a negative. Negative is gone. So I think
Let me give you some inputs.
sure.
In this one you have, okay. I pasted it in chat.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's behaving the same. Just I need to take care of negative sign. I think. And
And sorting too.
yes. If it's negative value, then it's already. If I put minus here somehow, then I think it's already sorted. Then, right?
No need to put minus signs. The squares will be sorted. That is the statement. Even if it is a negative number, in your output array, position will change accordingly its value.
Okay.
So you don't have to handle the negative number. Just you have to handle its position.
Okay. So if I get your minus 20, or you're getting the highlighted part.
Yeah. Yes.
If I put the minus 20, then it's 400. Then I need to put it at the end of the array, right?
Right. Exactly. So the output array for this particular example will be like this.
Yeah.
So see, the 100 is in the end.
Correct.
So now you are able to square it, but now you need to sort it. So the output will be correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Correct. So now can you tell me what is the time complexity and space complexity for this?
Sure. This one will take map. You are going iterating through an array once. So this will take order of n, and now this sort in order of n plus. So this is a built-in JavaScript function, and we know that the best solution is for sorting is n log n. So I think JavaScript must have used that only. So I think this will be the time complexity.
So in worst case, it will be n log n.
Right.
So can you do it in order of n?
Sure. I have to. This sort thing I have to take care of. Else it will be n plus n, then it will be
Yeah.
How could I do this?
Whatever you want, you can do that. You can use extra array, anything, any variables, whatever you want.
Okay. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that internet.
What you're trying to do?
Okay. Yeah. Actually, I'm doing this. If it is minus 10,
Mhm.
then I could add 2 times of this value. Then it will return me positive 10.
Mhm.
Minus 10 plus 2 times of 10, 20. So it's return me 10. So it will be a positive value. Similarly, this will also be a positive value. But I think it will lost the sorting will be lost. So in any case, I have to sort, right?
Yeah.
I have to find this will not work. I have to sort it in n complexity. I don't think there is any. I haven't heard that sorting could be done in order of n.
We don't. We sorting is not required actually. We can code in that way too. So think of it like take one empty array
Okay.
and start filling it from both the ends depending on the value.
So if I keep one pointer at minus here and one here, then I would I will compare, check if uh, which is the positive value. I will make, okay, fine.
Now here what you can do, use math.absolute to make sure you are getting only positive number for comparison, because we don't care about the negative number. After squaring it we are going to get the positive number, right?
Right,
So
right,
only thing we want is we should be storing the elements in an order, in a sorted order, right?
right.
So for
Uh, so
comparing, you can use math.absolute, so you will get positive number. Now what you have to do is start from the end of the array.
okay,
So your left will be point to the end and your right will be, I mean, however, left will be pointing to the beginning, right will be pointing to the end. Right, now you have to
right.
compare the values,
Okay,
whichever is greater. Accordingly, that you have to put that value into the that empty array, that is positive array. Actually, it is a little bit tricky. Uh, okay, no problem. Let it be.
okay.
So, what do you know about ECMAScript?
ECMAScript is ES6, ES6 or ES5. These are the ECMAScript, full form of ES6. Yes.
Okay, and what is the benefit of that? Why we have the ECMA or ECMAScript?
These are like whenever there are new libraries which new methods which are coming, then JavaScript are introducing them as ES5 and ES6. So these are just names which are given. So in ES6 we have got new methods like reduce, rest, rest operation, spread operation, and um, async await.
Yeah, these are the features of ES6, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
So you have used all these features?
yeah, you said.
Okay. So can you tell me the difference between let, const, and var?
Sure. Okay, let const and var. Let and const are introduced in ES6 and uh, let const and var. So const variable cannot be reassigned
Mm-hmm.
and list all can be. So let is block scope.
Mm-hmm.
That's the major difference, and this is I think function scope, what we call local scope, I think. And
So it is
what else?
local scope or functional scope,
Functional scope.
and how?
Suppose we create a function and then we declare it var is equal to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Then uh, it's it is available inside the function,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be local to function A.
Mm-hmm.
And suppose we use for loop, okay, while loop, let's use while true, then um, this value A
Mm-hmm.
is okay, how do I explain this?
Now that is globally available.
Yeah, this is I can access A here,
Yeah.
and okay, okay. What happened here that for every times the for loop runs,
Mhm.
then a new inlet, a new instance of local of local variable for this block is created, which will have value of I and 0 for the first time, and then when it runs, the loop will run for the second time. Then a new variable which will be created and which will have a value of which will have a value of 1.
Mhm.
But in case of where it will just it no variable no no new variable will be created, just it will just override, it will refer this only. If I use this, then it will refer this one where uh, so next time also when I then when the second time the loop runs, then a new variable will not be created. It will refer this I.
Okay.
That's
Got it. So why does this happen? I mean, let's say on line number 11, declare one variable as var. Okay, we have the var. Declare it as a let.
okay.
Now try to access that variable on line number 9 or after the 6.
Okay, yeah. One more thing is there that where are hosted.
Mhm.
So if you try if you declare here var, then and try to access here, then you could get its value. But here, if you do console log access, then it will throw undefined error because till now the compiler hasn't reached here, and it's not yet available in the memory. So that's one difference. It's hosted.
So
The var are hosted.
what is meant by hoisting?
What happens in hosting is that if even if you create a var here like check, then what happens is that whenever this function get created, the and compiler will reach line 6, then it will have access to both check variable as well as a variable because these are hosted, means they are put on the top of the function of the execution context. So here a is here, so function a is called, so it will be available at the top. All the var variables are available at the top of our functions. That is hosting.
So inside memory or in the file itself?
Inside memory,
Okay.
it will be created in the memory, this variable, but it will be initialized at this line after coming at this line.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Fair enough. So, tell me, Nitesh, what do you know about this keyword in JavaScript?
This keyword in JavaScript. So,
I mean,
this actually, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. This actually refers to the object which we are currently running. Suppose if I this is a you run this, then it will refer to the window object, and if it's a Node.js, then it will refer to global object. There is global object, and if we in a function, if we use this, then it will also refer to the global object. If I use this console.log, then it will refer to the global object.
Okay.
But okay, yeah. But suppose we want so that is this. It refers to the object in which the function is there. In this function, it's referred to the global variable which is window. This belongs to the value of this depends upon where it is called from. That is it's an object basically, but its value depends on from where it is called from.
Okay, okay, got it. Just a minute.
Sure.
Okay, let me give you one code snippet, and you need to tell the output of that.
Okay.
Okay. So I have pasted. I'm pasting it in a chat.
I will.
Okay, I
I
have
will
copied
copy
the
this.
extra things. Just ignore the last some statements. Just copy
Okay.
from set timeout to promises,
Okay. Promises dot resolve.
and copy that last console too.
Okay. This is good.
Yeah. Now tell me what will be the output. I mean sequence you need to tell correctly.
Okay. It is a sync call. All three are async. So I think this and this could do the first one and this one could depend upon the compiler. Means it could be random. I think sometimes this could be for this.
But assume that inside this promise you are making an API call. Now
then this will win.
are you sure about it?
Yeah. Since the promise call, the resolve will work only after the uh, response comes. Then only resolve will be called, and then will be called after resolve is done. So yeah, if this is an network call, then this will lead first.
Okay, so tell me what do you know about event loop?
Okay, event loop is in JavaScript. It's a architecture of JavaScript in which what we have is that we have the call stack in which all the synchronous function will execute, and if we encounter any async operation like network calls, file read, set time on this all things, then we will send them to event loop. I think event loop. Then it is sent to the event loop, and whenever suppose this is set time out set.
Mhm.
Then whenever 10 second is over,
Mhm.
10 millisecond is over,
Mhm.
then the function is run in the function is run, and whatever.
Where it runs? I mean,
Mm,
where it takes that function, or from where it triggers? I mean, it is callback to set time end, right?
yes.
So
Yes.
that will be running after the 10 seconds or,
Yeah.
or 10 milliseconds. Okay. So there is one data structure for it where it is preserved.
Um, Data structure is basically there is a call stack and a heap. What else is there? Queue. I think queue is used, and whenever
So can
somewhere
you name the
yes,
components of event loop? What all components are there?
it is
Like
there
stack
is
is there, as you mentioned.
which one?
Stack.
Yeah, stack is there. Yeah, stack and callback queue is there.
Yeah, right. So these callbacks sits in callback queue.
Yeah.
Function calls sit in the stack, right? So what about promises?
Promises also get stored in the queue.
Callback queue?
Yeah, promises also.
Are you sure about it?
Yeah. Sure.
So in that case, your sequence will be wrong because first global console log will be there.
Yeah.
Then set timeout with 0 millisecond, set timeout with 10 millisecond, and then promise, because all of these are sitting in call stack. I mean callback queue, right?
Yeah.
So they will be executed in a sequence.
Uh,
Means if we consider that, I don't know that is the case or not. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. What happens is that first this will go into the callback queue, and before going to callback queue, I think the result of this operation are sent to callback queue. I'm not sure, but what happens is the idea is that we store this async calls, like all these async calls, in some data structure. I don't know the name, but some data structure there, and it get executed depending upon the timer. Like if it's 0, then it will be get it will be executed directly, and after 10 milliseconds this one will execute, and promise or resolve this will execute after the resolve is done. So and the result is I don't know what the result I'm not sure about what happens after the result is the
Okay, tell me your final output.
final output. Okay, final output will be,
I mean the sequence.
sequence of, okay. Sequence will be first this one is sure. Second could be any of these, and third will be this, and last one will be this for sure. Not sure about this too.
Okay, you can try to run it. I mean, remove their marking and just run that particular code.
Okay, this one is correct. This last one is, and yeah.
So you were right.
Is always,
Yeah. So there is one more data structure, priority queue.
okay.
So
okay.
callbacks for the web APIs like set timeout or timer function sits in callback queue, and the callbacks for the promises sits inside the priority queue. And since its name is priority queue, it has the higher precedence.
Okay.
And that is why this is the sequence.
Okay. So these functions are stored in priority queue, or
yeah,
that is
callback
like
functions.
Okay. And suppose sync calls are happening. Sync calls are happening in the call stack. These on the priority queues there are also some functions. Then the both of these functions will be running together, or React since Node.js is single-threaded. You know about it? Single-threaded or
Yeah,
multi-threaded?
right. But you need to explore that part because we are in middle of interview, right?
Yeah, I actually have gone through this part, but I was not confirmed about this.
Yeah, async await are just synthetical sugar for the promises. So
Yeah.
they will also use the priority queue.
Okay. I will do
Okay.
some research about this. Why? How this is it single-threaded or multi-threaded?
Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, Nitish. So how many years of experience do you have in using of ReactJs?
2.5 years.
Okay, so which versions you have used? The before 16 or after 16? I mean, you use both class-based or hooks, or which is your preferred?
Since the application I was working on, which was all the components was in class based, so I preferred that only. But if any new requirement came, I coded that in a functional component.
Okay, so you are aware about both the hooks and the class-based.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, can you walk me through the lifecycle methods of class-based components?
Sure. There are first is the mounting, second is updating, and third is unmount. And in mounting, we run these functions. The order of execution is constructor, then render, then we have component, then mount. And in updating, we have the render gets called should component mount, component update, and in unmount we have component will unmount. Yeah, this is the
one method or few methods are still missing, but one important method is missing from
Yeah,
mounting
one-
phase.
from
Mounting phase.
mounting phase. Okay, I think it is a static method called get derived.
And
Some
when it means in which sequence it will get called last, first. When?
I think it will get called after constructor.
Okay.
Not sure.
Okay. And in updating phase, are you sure about the sequence?
Should component. Sorry, this will be yeah. No.
Okay. Cool. So, what do you know about the pure component?
In pure component, what happens is that if a child is a pure component and parent is normal component, normal React component, then what happens is that if some props are get passed from child to parent to child, then suppose we passed 10 from parent to child, then the pure component will read it and render it. But if again I pass 10, then the pure component will do a comparison, and we do not have to write should component update there. It it will just compare itself and it will stop the render. Since the previous value and the current value is same, then it will stop. It will not re-render itself.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so which hooks you have used?
Use state, use effect, and use context. I think I use this. And what else? Yeah, these are those. They are multiple, but these are used daily. These are used
Okay.
daily. Use ref.
So tell me when you choose to use the use context hook. Means what is the scenario? When do you think that we should go for this?
Suppose you need to define a global variable, and your application is not that complex that it needs multiple global variables. Or if you need multiple global variables, then you can use Redux. But since it's just need one or little variables, then we could use context. Uh, since Redux is a heavy library, so this will also work as a replacement for Redux. If yeah,
So are you sure about it?
sorry.
So are you sure about it?
Yeah. This is a global, just a way of storing global variables and passing it down the since the idea of Redux, and this is the idea of Redux. Everything is this.
So why do we use Redux? So what is the purpose?
Okay, in Redux, what happens is Redux is a global state management. It's used for global state management.
Mhm.
So what happens is that suppose we have a variable name and the parent sends and there is nested child. There are many parent calls a child calls another child. So suppose we have to pass it every time from one parent to child and child to as a prop. We have to pass it every time. So that could be lead to more work. So what we do is that store it somewhere at a global place, and any child which want to access that could just subscribe to that using map state to props, and whenever any change happen to that prop, to the particular prop, and whenever whichever component has subscribed to that, then it will automatically re-render with that updated value. So that's the idea. We have stopped passing props
Yeah.
from nested props here.
So in similar way, if we have the Redux, then why to use context for that purpose? So are you getting my point?
Yeah.
Because if we are going to do the same thing with these two, then what is the point of introducing use context?
I have read about that. If you don't want, you just need some 2 or 3 variables. Like it could be more, but
So
like suppose
have you used use context in your project?
I have used it personally, but not in a project.
What do you do? How do you use it? Means what you do?
What I do is that
you can just describe. No need to write.
Okay, so use context. First, we create a context, and whatever, like suppose a website needs a. We want our website to have a dark theme. Then we could store the theme name. We could declare a context called theme and pass the value black. Suppose black. Now, in our child, in our any component, we just have to import a context, and then using use context, we could refer that value, and create is since we have created already using create context, we create one, and using use context, we refer to that value.
Okay, so hierarchy doesn't matter.
No,
and that is the point for using the context. So you can use the context in any child component you want.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now assume that
yes,
you have given a task of designing couple of screens.
Okay.
Let's say there are 4 screens.
Okay.
The functionality of all 4 screens is same. On loading, you will be calling some API,
Okay.
and when data comes, you will display that data. And when you move to another screen, you clear that data. Okay, but the API endpoints are different, obviously. So how will you design this particular feature using hooks?
Using
So
hooks.
assume that you have 3 screens:
Yes.
home page, about, and let's say blogs.
Okay.
So on all those 3 screens, what you are doing, on mounting, you are calling one API, getting some data and displaying it. And when you are moving from one screen to another screen, you are just clearing the data. So if you
Okay.
see, functionality is same for all 3 screens, like calling the API, getting the response and displaying it. So how will you design this particular feature? What will be your strategy? What you will think?
So I will create a common component which will which will, since the UI of the all of these three pages is same. So I will create a component which will return the same JSX. That will that that is, since it is common, that is one thing. Now the value of that API about handling the API cost. Uh, what we will do is there will just, I think this could be done in just uh, one component. Suppose the component name is app, and it will return one child called suppose table, and the content, the props passed to that table will be decided upon whatever the API calls return. And so that is the structure. Hope you got it.
That is
Idea.
right, but by doing this, you'll be writing the extra code like on in all those 3 components. You must be having some wrapper component around them, right? Like home
Right.
screen, you will be having
Right.
home.js or about.js and blog.js, right? Inside that, you will be using your table. But the code for calling the API, getting the response, passing it to the reducer or local storage or in local state, whatever, it will be same in all those 3 components, right?
Yes.
So if I want to minimize that, how I can do that? I don't want to do that. I don't want to repeat the code.
Okay. That you could use higher component for wrapping up, so that you reduce the number of you do not repeat yourself. But that is one thing which we can do. And apart from that, since every page is calling different API, then we have the in the higher order component itself, we will have a method which will make the API call. So we need to pass some value, the unique value of it, every API calls, which
Let's say URL.
Yeah, URL. Suppose it's a URL. We are passing as a prop to our higher order component. Then we will just use the what do you call string template, which is ES6 feature, and just replace the URL with using that only. So the network request will be handled using can be handled using this.
Okay, got it. Fair enough. So this is about the class component, right? And
Yeah.
how will you achieve this? Okay, let it be. No worries. How will you handle same scenario using use effect, like calling the API call, displaying the data, storing the data, and clearing the state? So in case of class component, we do it in component did mount. We call the API, and we have component will unmount to clear the state, right? So how we can achieve this using use effect?
Okay. So use effect gets a use effect is a function. Use effect gets two arguments. One is a function, another is a dependency array. So component did mount could happen here, since after our component React component gets mounted, then this will get called, and here we could do any API calls, and we could do the API calls here, and this part should take care of component update. I think if we
Are you sure? Should component update or I don't know.
Should component update?
What is the purpose of should component update?
It will check the previous props with the next props, and if the value is different, then it will return true, and our whole render will again happen.
Okay. So from here, are we going to return any value or what?
Yes. So whenever this value x changes, then only the use effect inner function gets called. So suppose we are getting a URL, it changes the route. The props.route something URL is there. So whenever this changes, then we could make a API call with that URL. And about cleaning up the state, we could return a cleanup function from here, and this will act like a component will unmount function. This will behave like that. We could unscript remove any event deletion here.
Okay, fair enough. So do you write any blogs?
Sorry?
Do you write any blogs?
Blog?
Technical or any kind of blog?
I haven't write it, but I don't have any blogs. But I was thinking to make a YouTube channel with this data structure and all computer science related subjects.
Okay, that is great idea.
Thanks.
Do you have done any open source contribution?
No.
And do you participate in webinars?
Previously I used to, but not after joining job. Didn't get any time.
Okay, fair enough. So do you have any question for me?
Are there any further rounds?
Yeah, there will be. This is your first round, right?
Right. First round.
Yeah, there will be second round too.
Okay. I don't have any questions since I'm not sure about the project which I will be having. If I will be working on your project, then I could have some questions.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'm done. Our HR will get back to you with your
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, it was nice meeting you, Nitish.
Yeah, same here. Your questions are very good.
Yeah. Okay, chalo, bye.
Thanks. Yeah. Bye.